Let's talk about those people, the ones. The ones who always seem to finish what they start, no matter how tough it gets. It's a really fascinating mindset, and as we're about to see, it's actually something we can all learn from.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You get that new hobby, you decide you're going to write a book, you start that new workout routine, you're all in with this huge burst of energy. And then, poof, it just fades. It's a super common experience. But here's the thing, it's not common for everyone.
And that's what's so wild. There's this small group of people out there who consistently manage to push right past that point where everyone else's motivation just disappears. They don't just start things, they see them all the way through to the very end. They have a specific trait that makes all the difference.
So what is this trait? Well, some psychologists call it cognitive grit. Now, this isn't just about being tough. It's a specific mental skill, the ability to hold your focus, to persevere when things get boring or really hard, and to literally override that nagging little voice in your head that's telling you to just quit. This right here, this is the absolute foundation of a finisher's mindset.
So what's their first big secret? It's a complete shift in how they think. See, finishers don't just sit around and wait for some lightning bolt of inspiration to strike. Nope, they build something way more reliable, a system of self-control.
And this is so important. Most of us operate under the idea that we need to feel motivated to get something done. But finishers know that motivation is a total trap. It's an emotion. It comes and goes, and it's completely unreliable. Relying on it is pretty much the #1 reason so many great projects end up half-finished.
And here's the breakdown. Look at motivation. It's fleeting, it waits for the right feeling, and it's all about what feels good right now. But discipline? That's a system. It's a habit you build that puts the end goal above how you feel in the moment. For a finisher, doing the work isn't some choice they have to make every single day. It's just part of who they are. It's a non-negotiable part of their identity.
Okay, so the second secret is a lot deeper, and, well, it's a little surprising. For a lot of finishers, this intense drive to complete things isn't something they just decided to have one day. It was actually forged years and years ago, back in childhood.
Some research suggests that a lot of these people were kids who had to grow up really fast, taking on adult responsibilities way too early. Or maybe they grew up in an environment where they only felt loved or valued when they were being useful or accomplishing something. As a result, an unfinished task doesn't just feel like a loose end to them. It can actually trigger this deep psychological feeling of personal failure.
But here's the incredible part. This early struggle evolves over time. What started out as a coping mechanism actually turns into a genuine superpower in their adult lives. It creates this exceptionally reliable person who is just laser-focused on completion, not because they're being forced to, but because it's completely baked into their personality.
All right, let's get into the third secret, which, at first glance, sounds like a total contradiction. A lot of finishers operate from this mindset of being, believe it or not, lazy but ambitious.
And that's really the heart of it. This isn't laziness like we normally think of it, avoiding work. It's an intense, deep-seated hatred of wasting effort, time, and mental energy.
I mean, think about it for a second. What's the biggest possible waste of energy you can imagine? It's starting something, pouring hours and hours into it, and then just abandoning it. All that effort just vanishes. For nothing. The efficient finisher gets this on an instinctual level. So, they power through that tedious, boring middle part as fast as they can. Not because they love it, but because they know it's the most direct path to the finish line and to finally being able to relax.
And finally, let's look at the actual practical strategy that lets finishers tackle those massive, overwhelming goals that make most of us just give up before we even get started.
You know this feeling, right? The mental fog. It's what happens when you look at the sheer size of a huge project. You see the whole mountain you have to climb, and your brain just kind of shuts down. It feels impossible, so you don't even bother taking that first step.
But finishers have a system for this fog. Step 1, they do look at the entire mountain. They acknowledge the final goal. Step 2, they break that mountain down into the smallest, simplest, most actionable steps possible. And then, and this is the absolute genius part, Step 3, they completely ignore the mountain. Their entire world, their entire focus, narrows down to one single thing. Step 4, focus only on the very next step. That's it. That's how you climb a mountain without ever getting paralyzed by the size of it.
So when you look at all these traits, it's really easy to think that some people are just born this way, and you're either a finisher or you're not. But the evidence really suggests that's not true at all. Finishing isn't some magical, innate talent. It's a skill.
Every single one of these mindsets we talked about, building discipline over motivation, understanding your own psychology, being ruthlessly efficient, breaking down huge goals. These are all habits and perspectives that you can absolutely learn and develop. It all starts with a conscious choice to transform how you approach the things you start.
So, after all that, I want to leave you with a question to really think about. What is the one thing, big or small, that you've left half done that you are now determined to see through all the way to the end?